Hi there. In this video, I'd like to show all the changes that I've made to my gear for 2012 and also my new Gossamer Gear 2012 Gorilla Pack. I owned the old Gorilla for about 2 years and it performed great for me, but I saw this new one on the market and they added a lot of new features and upgrades and stuff, so I opted to buy it and I took it out on its maiden voyage on Appalachian Trail for 4 days, 3 nights, 60 plus miles. And it was just great. So I wanted to show you all the new features that the pack has and go over my new base weight, which is almost 12 pounds. So let's go through everything and see what we got. First off, you can see it has 2 hip belt pockets, which is new to the new 2012 version, and I absolutely love these. These are just my favorite of the new additions personally. They're great for items that you want to get to while you're standing with your pack on, maybe taking a break or something, but items that you use a lot throughout the day. This material is not waterproof, so I stow everything inside of Ziploc bags. Plus, you can just pull the Ziploc bag out, see what you need to see because it's clear, and get to what you got to get to. Plus, it keeps everything dry. So in here, I have a light load towel on top, and that's for just drying my face of sweat, stuff like that. In a separate Ziploc, I have a green light load towel which has my prescription sunglasses wrapped inside of that. The reason why it's in a separate Ziploc is because I don't want this one stinking up and getting this one wet. And then I'll swap them out as need be once they get real funky. A little mini Bic and my map that's trimmed down. My one right hip pocket, and we'll go on to the left. I have in the other Ziploc on the left side a E-light headlamp. I have some headphones which go to my iPod, and my iPod is actually wrapped up inside of a bug head net. So that gives it a little bit extra protection, and I need my bug head net in case it gets buggy. So I also carry a couple extra Ziplocs of the same size in here separately from the Ziploc itself. Just in case, you never know. I do the same thing with rubber bands just because I love rubber bands. I think they're indispensable, and I kind of feel the same way about Ziplocs. You never know when you might need a Ziploc. So that's the hip belt pockets. They have upgraded the hip belt. It's a lot taller. The padding, you can't replace the padding like you could in the old Gossamer Gear Gorilla, but you can see the huge difference in weight distribution and comfort with this new hip belt. So for me, it's a win-win on the new hip belt. Go Gossamer Gear. Next up, we'll start with the outside of the pack. I have my my water on the outside, which is a 2-liter platypus bladder. It has a Sawyer inline filter, which is right here, and it goes along here at the tube with the bite tube that you bite on while you're hiking and you get fresh water. Also, you can disconnect right here and squirt water into a flavor drink water bottle, which I do carry. I'll show you that in a minute. Or just another cup or a bowl or whatever, in case you don't want to use the bite tube. And then you just quickly connect it right back. That's another great feature of the Sawyer. I keep my water on the outside because I can easily just grab it. I can feel how much I have left on the fly, and I can just when I get to a spring, just pull this out and not have to dig into the main compartment of my pack to get to my my water bladder to fill up. It's just a lot easier, and I can fill up and get back on the trail at a spring a lot faster. So that's why it's on the outside. I have a little ditty towel that comes out of this mesh bag here, and what I do with that is I can drape it over top of the platypus, because if I get to a cold spring and it just gets baked by the sun, so what that does, it'll protect it from the sun a little bit, and the water stays colder for just a little bit longer. Not that big of a deal, but plus you can also use it to wipe stuff down. I use it to actually wipe my tarp tent down after a rainy night or something like that, or condensation or anything like that. So it's just great to have a little extra towel there. It doesn't have to be there, but I like it, so I keep it there. And on this side, we have my flavor water bottle, which I was talking about filling up. I added a little 550 paracord with a line lock here, and that's just holding the bottle on. I just tighten it down and wedge it in here with my shelter. So this is my flavor drink bottle. Right here is my Henry Shire's tarp tent, contrail. This is probably, in my opinion, the best tent on the market for a one-person, 3-season tent. It weighs 2 pounds. It's very spacious. It has a beak that is outside of the shelter that you can stow your gear and keep your gear dry without having your gear inside the tent with you, which is nice. Plus, it's fully bug netting, bug-proof. So the stakes and a 2 mil poly ground sheet to go with that. This I keep on the outside because it's the first thing I set up when I get to camp, and it's the last thing that I take down. So that's why it's on the outside. It also acts as a counterweight to the water. The shelter and the water even out and balance the pack weight, which is another good feature. Always want to have a nice balanced pack. This closure is new to the 2012 version. It has these little clips here. You can see that. It's these little clips here, and you just simply pull down and it holds it tight. So I like that. It definitely compresses your load and keeps your load, packed down nice and tight. It's always good. And this top zip pocket is a new feature for 2012 also. I keep stuff in here that I use not as frequently as my hip belt pockets, but I still want quick access to. I don't want to have to dig into the main compartment of my pack. I keep my cell phone, my toiletry, my repair kit, and my first aid in here. All this weighs 10 ounces. And, I just don't want to, if I have to poop really bad, I don't want to have to run and dig into my pack to find my toilet paper. So that's why it's where it is, in this top zip pocket. So we will pull these up, unclip them. You can see the big mesh pocket. This is upgraded mesh. I like this big mesh pocket. It's great. I have my rain gear, which is a Marmont Super Mica rain jacket, and inside of the pocket I have stowed in there a homemade rain kilt that I made out of an old tarp. So that's nice to have my rain gear on the outside. It's on the outside because if it starts to rain, I just take my pack off and put it on, put my pack back on. So that's why that's there. And then camp shoes. These are just a pair of Crocs that I've trimmed down. I've cut the top piece off here and took the little back loop off. They still work great, still stay on my feet, and they're very comfortable. They weigh 10 ounces, and I had a pair of homemade camp shoes that weighed a little bit less, but these are a lot more comfortable. Take up a little bit more space and weigh a little bit more, but it's worth it for me, so that's why I have them. And in here I have about 40 feet of 550 paracord and a little beaner. I used to use Spectra, but 550 I just seems to be easier to use, so that's why I went with 550. So that'll do it for the outside of the pack. There's nothing else on the outside of the pack. Oh, there is. I forgot. My sit pad, more upgraded mesh. This sit pad is great. You can just pop it out like this when you get to a place where you want to break and use it to sit down on. Slide it back in when you're done. It's a great little feature. What we'll do here is I will show you that it has a little magnet here. See that? Right there. That snaps together. It's not, super strong, but it does a little bit of a job. And then in the main compartment of my pack, I have a trash compactor bag which acts as a liner to keep everything in here dry. So everything that's going to be inside of this bag will be dry in my main compartment. Open that up. Normally, I would have my food bag sitting right on top here, but I do not have my food bag because this is just my base weight. So we have my bowl. Try and show you how everything's packed inside of there. I have my inflatable pillow, my entire cook kit, stove, fuel, everything inside of here that I need to cook. I keep an extra pair of socks wadded up in here because my clothes bag is separate. It's down the bottom, and if I want to swap my socks midday or something like that, I just don't want to have to dig into my clothes bag, so that's why I keep a pair of socks there. And then we have my Xbid UL Cinmat 7. This is a very luxurious sleeping pad. It's very similar to the Neo Air, but it makes less noise. Weighs a little bit more, but it makes less noise. So I love this. It's very, very comfortable. Next up, this is my clothes bag. Pull my clothes bag out. It's just in a Sea Summit. It's about 1 pound, 14 ounces of clothes. And then in the very bottom, you see I have my sleeping bag. The sleeping bag is a Western Mountaineering Ultralight. And in the bottom foot box, if I can get to it, I have a silk liner, which adds a little bit of temperature to the bag if I need it. We're in summertime. A lot of times I'll just use this because it's just so comfortable to sleep in at night. So that's that. We have my trash compactor bag, which is the waterproofing. And we have a foam pad, which I use as the frame. You can see my pack now is just frameless. So that this creates the frame of my pack, and also I can lay it underneath my air mattress so I don't get a puncture in my air mattress. And if I do, I can have some kind of insulation from the ground with this. So that's it. That's the whole pack, everything. And 12-pound base weight for 2012. Thanks for watching.